Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Yvonne Princess Shabangu. If you are new here, you're welcome to like, subscribe, share, and comment. And voila, you're part of the beautiful, the graceful, wonderful family. My voice, guys. I don't know. I like it's dry up here because I just had a little bit too much fun over the weekend. So you guys are gonna have to forgive me. But also, more than anything, I'll just to send a special shout out to Eric Madumo and Nontutuzelo Nkati Madumo. Actually, let's remove Nkati. Nontutuzelo Madumo. And a special congratulations to my dear friends. They just got married. I was gonna vlog, guys, but the fun was a bit too much. So anyway, without further ado, welcome to Employment Wednesdays. So today we are going to talk about things one can do to actually improve their chances of getting a job, right? So I am going to speak from my personal experience as a law student, right? But these are things that you can also do as a general student or as a person that is waiting to find a job in the profession that they want to work for, right? As you know, Employment Wednesday is about so much research. Like I am going to say research every Wednesday. By the time we are done with the season, every single person is going to know how to research, is going to know how to spell research. Even the babies, if the babies watch, they're just going to know that we have to research. And secondly, we have to show up. We really have to show up for ourselves, because if you don't show up for yourselves, no one will show up for you. And thirdly, we have to show up excellently. And last but not least, we have to pray. You have to stay prayed up in every season, in every circumstance of your life, because you don't know why God is taking your time. And my understanding is that when God takes time to give you something, He's usually cooking for something bigger and better. And when God is cooking for something bigger and better, the devil is an opportunist. He's thinking and scheming of ways to distract you. So don't be distracted. Stay prayed up in all seasons. Even in your job search, even in your studies, stay prayed up. So without further ado, let's get into it, right? So number one, what I did in my first year, I worked as a data capturer for my former deputy principal at my high school. So what you can do, it goes back to being an active student. Be involved, conversate with your lecturers, conversate with your teachers. And this goes out as well to grade 12s, grade 11s, grade 10. When you are in school, even if you sit at the back, but don't just be in a cocoon. Be a person who conversates, be a person who's involved, be a person who interacts with their teachers, their colleagues. Okay, why am I saying colleagues? If you are in class, you are interacting with your classmates, and then in the profession we interact with our colleagues, but just interact with people. And in a professional perspective, we call it networking. Network as much as you can, because how I got the job was I was a star student at my school, and more than just being a star student, I was very vocal about a lot of things. I was the chatterbox. Like I was just always speaking. I remember at some point my teachers would say, "Today Yvonne is not answering anything," because if we give her the chance to answer, no one will answer, because she'll say everything and anything. So be that person. And then my deputy principal sort of became like godmother vibes, adopted me because I was away from my parents, right? My dad was in the country, but my mom is not a South African citizen. I'm joking, guys, but my mom doesn't stay in the country. She stays miles and miles away. So Olani played that role, that role of being a mom, a school mom. So, and anyway, all of my teachers really liked me. Like I had 50 million parents, guys. Up to this day, they want to know what's happening in my life. How am I holding up? Is everything okay? Do I need anything? So be that person who's interactive, right? So she called me and said, "Hey, how busy are you at school?" And I told her at the time in my first year, we only had 2 classes or 3. I'm like, "These are the days I'm available." She's like, "Yo, okay, can I have your Saturdays and 2 days or 3 days in the week? You can do data capturing for me." And she paid me. So I was on a payroll in my first year. And then also in my first year, I did promotions, guys. It's very, very important that you acquaint yourself with people around you. I know a lot of students have promotion blags, but they will never blag you if they don't know you like that, or if you don't ask. So ask and interact with people. Even post on Facebook, Twitter. Does anyone know, LinkedIn even, does anyone know a promotion company that can hire me or that needs people? People will link you, people will tell you where to search, where to Google, and all of that. And promotions were really so convenient because you'd only promote on Friday. Some starts on a Thursday, but mostly Friday or even Saturday and Sunday. It's just unfortunate for some of us that go to church on Sundays that sometimes it may not work, especially if you don't have an afternoon service. But if you really want to work throughout you can get promotions from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and there's usually a standard rate of 70 rand per an hour. At minimum, you get 50 rand an hour, but you can even get more. Like if it's alcohol promotions, 120, 150, 200. It also depends on the company that you work for, but you need to interact with people and put yourself out there. Sell your brand. If there's anything I do with passion, like I sell myself. Like if you ask me what is your best skill ever, it's selling myself and selling my brand, and just putting positive vibes out there. That is my number one purpose every single day. And then number three, okay, I didn't number them, okay. And also retail stores, guys. Retail stores are always looking for people, and retail stores like students because students are flexible and students don't require so much money. So low-key exploitation, I don't know, but yeah, retail stores love employing students. So go to different retail stores, Total Sports, Foschini, the Figs, all these stores, especially Cotton On. I've seen that Cotton On, the Figs, Total Sports, people that work there are young people. So it's their brand employing young people. So you go there, submit your CV, or even go again on the internet. When you are busy dragging people on Twitter or trolling, write on your feed, hey guys, currently looking for employment, can anyone who knows promotions or retail stores that are hiring please plug me. And always remember, this is not a permanent situation unless if you're really passionate about retail store, but have a goal to say, you know what, I want to work like this because I want to save this amount of money, so when I go into corporate, I've saved enough for outfits, or I've saved enough for a car, I've saved enough for my driving lessons and stuff like that. But have a plan altogether, right? I worked at a retail store called Piccadilly. I know Piccadilly employs students only, and they do understand that students are valuable to a certain extent. So most students who worked at Piccadilly, they were like UJ students, I think Wits as well, but just students, right? And students that worked from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. All they required was 4 days in a week or 3 days in a week. So you'd be good. And if you had exams, they would let you go on leave. They were not really fussy about it. So you can try Piccadilly. It's in Fortsburg. You can just, pass by there and find out if they still employ just students. Could be your lucky day. And then also you can do vacation work for law students. I know law students, accounting students, medical doctors, they do internships, engineers internships. Those are the professions that I know are very big on vacations. I don't know, hospitality as well, the banking industry, they're big on vacations. So I know with big companies, right, you apply for vacation months in advance, so they do advertise. And because everyone wants to go to big companies, sometimes there isn't space for everyone to go in there. So what you can do for yourself, look for smaller companies and volunteer. And I mean, you're not going to die from getting experience for 2 weeks. There's something you're always going to learn. It doesn't matter what the kind of job you're doing. You're always going to learn something. You are always going to learn something. So I literally did VEC work at about 4 law firms. I did VEC work at Schoolman Law. I did VEC work at Allen and Overy. I did VEC work at Dube Attorneys. I did VEC work at... Why am I forgetting the other law firm? I did work in 4 law firms, and mind you, all those law firms, only 2 paid me, and then Schoolman Law didn't pay me, but I traveled all the way to Cape Town. I was like, let me take advantage of this, let me go to the sea. But I was just open-minded. If you have the means, don't close yourself off and be like, I only want things in Joburg. If you can afford to go to other provinces and explore, as long as it's a learning experience, take it up, be open-minded about these things. And then also, more than anything, one of my life-changing opportunities, and like a real office job where I had my own office, my own cute table, was working for the University of Johannesburg. And then I worked for the University of Johannesburg for about 2 years. And then I was a tutor for legal studies. I tutored legal studies for 1 year. Yo guys, in this house you can't have peace. I tutored legal studies for 1 year. I also tutored legal skills for 1 year. That is when I also got to network with a number of people. I also got to interact with my lecturers. I also got to be the change in first year students' lives. I got to have a proper paycheck, Guys, work for the Faculty of Law of the University of Johannesburg because the paycheck is quite good. But you're going to need to up your grades. Up your grades. up your networking skills, have something on your CV, and be involved, interact in class, so that when you require a recommendation, you're able to go to lecture so and so and be like, hey, can I get a recommendation? And they're able to recommend you because they've seen you in action, right? So also tutoring, right? And I just didn't tutor at the University of Johannesburg. I've also tutored in my personal capacity, where I tutored high school students, geography, because guys, I was quite a stellar student. Trust me. If you see my matric certificate, you'd wonder, where is this young girl? I'm joking, guys. I'm still a star person. But yeah, so I tutored people like geography. I used to love geography. I loved business studies. So those were my main aspects, life science as well, and stuff like that. And then also being part of societies. Oh, before I go into the societies, right, it's very important also that you do your research, guys. Do your research. I also worked as a surveyor. I also like bowled out of control. And what I did when I got the plug for being a surveyor, I called all my friends. I think it was about 15 of us. We went for this gig. We were surveying. It was before when the first mall was being constructed, when they were creating shops. We had to survey, we had to look at who comes in, their gender, their race, their age, and stuff like that. It was so nice because I was able to plug all my friends at the time, everyone. Like, imagine working with only your friends, because I mean, I'm the plug that I am. Also, I got through that networking. Also, when you're a kind person, positive vibes, when people like you, and when you're kind, and when you are such a communicator, and when you're involved, when people see opportunities that relate to you, they never cease to actually link you up, right? And then finally, I was also part of two societies, right? I was part of SASLO. At SASLO, it was just a society that some people got to do the internship, to actually do the work of a CA and help pro bono and stuff like that, right? And I didn't get to do that, but I was part of the society that when they had events, I'd show up, I would learn a lot about looking for a job, different avenues of finding a job, different companies I could work for, and stuff like that. So it was really helpful being part of SASLO. I was also part of Black Lawyers Association. It was also great because it was one initiative that was able to educate people about what happens in law, how you can qualify to be a lawyer, what you need, and just like, it was such a very informative structure altogether for people that are aspiring to be lawyers. It's one organization that we need to multiply. Like, we needed to multiply as much as it can, because you find that a lot of students are not familiar with what happens in the law. You get shocked, like I was in 30, when you're told you have to be an intern, or rather an article clerk. I'm like, what's that? Now I had to go do my research. That's why any opportunity I get, I will preach research. And then another one, I had the privilege of being part of the International Association of Women Judges. So this was an initiative that I got this through also UJ, and also just being present in class. If you were in class that day, we got forms, and then we got matched with people that were aspiring to be like. At some point, I was convinced my calling was to be an advocate without failure. So I did say that I wanted to be paired with an advocate, and I was so fortunate that I was paired with a senior counsel. 18 good years of experience. I was paired with Advocate Teresa Engelbrie. Guys, I don't know if I said that well, but yeah, I was paired with a senior counsel, Teresa Engelbrie. It was a beautiful experience. I got to go to court with her. I got to sit in consultations with her. I got to draft one of my first real summons I drafted with Advocate Teresa Engelbrie. She was such a breath of fresh air. She was such good energy. I did that for about 40 hours, created a relationship, and also got a certificate for that. It was a great experience. And then some people were paired with judges because they wanted to be judges. Some people were paired with attorneys because they wanted to be attorneys, directors, and all of that. So it was really so nice that they could pair us with people that we thought we wanted to be alike, or things we had interest in. So I got also Advocate Teresa. She also did a lot of land farm planning. She did a lot of agriculture matters. She did a lot of family law as well. So I got a bit of a background in that. I mean, you can't learn everything in 40 hours, but she taught me all that I needed to learn. So each time I went to a law firm, it wasn't so, I never really struggle with culture when I get to law firms or when I get to workspaces, because usually I'm familiar because of research and because of going out of my way to actually get the experience, right? So guys, it is very important that you network as much as you can, you show up as much as you can, because no job ever comes to your door knocking. You have to put yourself out there. You have to sell your brand. You have to show people that you want this, So to every student in uni, don't just sit there and just go to school, go back home, and that's it. Companies these days want to hire all-rounders. Yes, they want your brain, but half the time I'm convinced, and I don't mean this in any offensive way, I'm convinced that any human being can cum laude. You just need to master how many times you need to repeat something. So it's very tricky judging a person just by the academic record, because you could be good in reading and in remembering things, but you find that in practice you're not as good. You find out that when you have to do the things that you have 90s for, 100s for, you're not as good. So companies prefer well-rounded people they see that this one just participates, whether it's in sports, whether it's in societies, whether it's volunteering. You don't have to get paid for every experience you earn, because sometimes you have to make this about you learning. Sometimes you have to make this about you growing. So it is very, very important that we put ourselves out there and do your research, guys. And don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed to say, oh no, me, all of me with this good English. I have worked as a retail person. I've worked as a waiter. I've worked as a surveyor. I've done promotions. Like, I've promoted milk, guys, milk. Like, who would have thought? Like, I never in any way imagine myself to promote milk. I would imagine myself to promote maybe a bottle of Chardonnay, promote all these fancy products you could think of. But at the time, all I wanted was experience. I promoted milk because that's what was there, and it gave me something. I'm able to interact with people. My confidence grew. I learned more languages. If one thing about me, you can't gossip about me in any language. Besides, okay, Afrikaans a bit. But one thing about me, I can speak over 11 languages, including languages that are outside of this country. So you can imagine all this I learned through working with people, working with different kinds of people. I knew if I'm surrounded by Shona people, I had to know Shona. The fortunate part was that I have a Shona background, right? I knew that if I'm surrounded by Swati people, I had to speak Swati. Also fortunate, I have a Swati background. Ndebele, I have a Ndebele background. Tswana, I have a Tswana background. English, I have an English background. Portuguese, I have a Portuguese background. So you can imagine all these languages, I could speak them closer. Chivenda, I could understand, sometimes I couldn't answer, Bochitonga, and all of those kind of things. So it is very, very important that you sell yourself. If there's anything you can't fail at, you can't fail at selling your brand. You can't fail at selling who you are. And if there's anything, guys, you shouldn't be afraid. Don't be afraid to try. Don't be afraid to show up. It doesn't matter what the job looks like. Just show up for yourself. You may never know when your biggest break will be. And without further ado, do not forget to show up for yourself. Show up as your best version. And do not forget to be light, be love, be kindness. And do not forget to pray for another person. Stay prayed up. Stay soaked in prayer and stay soaked in the grace of God. You may never know when your best blessing is. Stay prayed up, guys. I repeat, stay prayed up. Whether you wake up at 3 a.m., midnight, in the morning, but stay prayed up. Your blessings are just there. Like, you're almost there. Like you might, even right after finishing watching this video, you might just receive your biggest break in your life. So stay prayed up. Do not forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment, and voila, you're part of the graceful, the beautiful, and the wonderful family. Catch you in another episode of Employment Wednesday, and you may never know, maybe the coming week we have a guest. I don't know. How do you guys like that? I'll catch you guys soon. God bless you. Mwah.